everyone, I'm the Vacuuminator.
I'm Buster.
And this week in Tokusatsu, we're going to be discussing this month's scans, tons of nostalgia merch, and the continuation of A Nightmare. But before all that, Buster, how are you doing?
I am pretty good. Been doing some homework, been thinking about videos. Got one out a couple days ago. Just need to write more, So, yeah.
Cool.
How you?
I'm all right. I'm definitely better than I was last week. In fact, I want to issue a bit of an apology. I was being a shithead last week, and it was just because I'd had a bad day at work, and I apologize for that. But not quite such a bad day today. I am a little worn down, but nothing I can't deal with, and I feel like things are going okay at the moment. And if you do too, hey, maybe you should support the podcast, everybody. Don't forget to do those YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, follow us on all the social media, and just generally spread the word, spread the good gospel of two dudes talking about tokusatsu in a Discord call, something that is wholly unique to this YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get on to the news. First of all, as I mentioned in the opening little trifecta there, we do have this month's scans, the magazine news scans that tend to come every month for the big free tokusatsu shows. We're only going to talk about two of them right now because one of them kind of comes with a bunch of stuff we're going to talk about later on in the news. But first and foremost, they revealed a couple new forms for Gotchard. Burning Gorilla and Needlehawk. Took me a second to find the name again. I knew it was Needle Suffing, but yeah, Burning Gorilla and Needlehawk are going to be coming in upcoming episodes. Also, Spanner continues to exist.
Yeah, I kind of like how he only has like a couple like arms for his upgrades, and that's it.
Yeah, he's like everything about this dude really reminds me of freaking Machine Chaser.
Yeah, he's basically Machine Chaser for a new generation. And speaking of a new generation,
hey, we've got some scans for Ultraman Blazar, and nothing too exciting out of this. Just showing all the kaiju that are going to be in the next couple weeks worth of episodes, and they look fun. They look neat. There's some good designs. There's a little Dunsparce looking motherfucker.
Yeah, he does look like Dunsparce, but white.
And then there's a thing that looks like Godzilla is wearing Woody Woodpecker's head as a hat.
Or Woody Woodpecker went savage or something like that.
No. Yeah. Some neat designs. Trigger has yet to come up with a kaiju design I outright hate.
Trigger.
Oh god.
Laser.
It's happening, Buster. I'm getting early onset dementia from bad television.
Well, anyways, speaking of good television.
Yeah, Blazar is also going to be getting a new form soon, sort of. So what this is being called is the Foodran armor. It is essentially a new color spiky add-on to one of his arms, and it looks like it's going to come with the addition of another weapon that can probably plug on to the sword we just saw introduced this week.
Yeah, and I like this idea. I always like Agito, because this is basically just Agito's little form arm changes. I always like that idea, and I wish more Toku using it, and now they are using it.
Yeah, it doesn't look half bad. I'll be interested to see it in full motion and just in full in general, because his other arm is kind of covering it in this one photo we have. But it doesn't look terrible. I'm willing to see what's in store there. And speaking of things that are in stores, Bandai recently announced a bunch of re-releases of older DX items and some new updated ones. One of which caught a lot of people's attention is they're doing a new toy of Hibiki's tuning fork. It is literally just a little piece of plastic with one folding part and a button that you can hit to activate the transformation sound. So it's not gonna set the world on fire. It's not like a CSM release, but also it's the first time Hibiki's gotten like real roleplay merch in a long time. So like anybody who's come to the show recently, this is the first time they've had a chance to get Hibiki toys without paying out the ass.
Or without having to invest in another Rider's Legend toy line.
Yeah. So if you're a Hibiki fan, go ahead and consider pre-ordering this because I doubt it'll be too expensive.
Yeah, it'll be like $30-$40.
Yeah.
Now, what
Unlike
will be expensive?
yeah, Bandai has also announced that they are going to be doing a Tokusou Sentai Deca Ranger 20th Anniversary Memorial Edition SP license, which is the Delta Morpher from Power Rangers SPD, for those of you who aren't Nihongo Jozu. This is an update of the Artisan release from 2017 with updated lights and sounds to make it more accurate to its on-screen version, and I'm assuming there will be sounds from the newer crossover movies packed in.
Yeah, and this is the official confirmation that they are doing like a line of 20th Deca Ranger merch, so that's interesting.
Yeah, and like I'm a little tempted as a Power Rangers SPD fan, but like I've never bought Deca Ranger merch just because like I haven't actually seen Deca Ranger, so I don't feel like I should yet.
Yeah, hold on,
Also, this is going to be roughly $75 USD.
Yeah, as about on the same par as like the Hurricaneger and Aberanger merch stuff.
Yeah. And speaking of off-the-wall nostalgia merch, the Juko B-Fighter frickin' Nostalgia Parade continues over at the Chogokin Modeling Project. Under their new subline, Kit Makes Pose, we are getting another B-Fighter. We are getting Black Beet with some additional parts for Blue Beet as a set coming in March of next year. It's another Premium Bandai exclusive, but much like the Blue Beet, it looks like a really solid little figure of this design, and unlike Blue Beet, I actually fuck with this design quite a bit. Obviously, this is General Vengex from Forever Red, and I've always loved this suit ever since I first saw it the first time I saw that episode of Power Rangers. I really, really like it, and I am a little tempted by this, much more so than I was Blue Beet.
Yeah, I gotta watch B-Fighter because I really love the suit design, so...
Yeah. So if you have watched B-Fighter and you don't have any B-Fighter merch, hey, now's your time. It's the time of a lot of people to get merch for things that they watched a long time ago, as it is any time in the pop culture toy collecting landscape. But if you want merch from the currently airing stuff, we do have a announcement of Kamen Rider Gotchard DX Chemmy Risers. There's going to be a Gotchard version and a Valvard version, which are both basically the same toy, just with some different aesthetic flourishes to them and different cards. These aren't going to be like the most featured toys in the world, so they're not going to have a ton of sounds like the actual Gotchard driver, but they will be like a nice little addition to the DX Gotchard line if you're already buying into it.
Yeah, and they come with a couple exclusive cards, so that's nice.
Yeah, I would expect every toy for this show is coming with a card. I remember when the Spectre of my life, Megaforce, was out in the States. That toy line, every single toy they made for that show came with a card, and I kind of feel like Gotchard should be doing the same thing if it isn't already.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah. Hey, going from the retail shelves right back into the premium Bandai death pits, we've gotten an update on the complete selection modification Shin Kamen Rider Henshin belt Typhoon, which is to say, this is gonna be a $300 item, folks. It's already gone up for pre-order. And it's got all the sounds and all the voice clips you could possibly want for the movie, but much like they did for the recent CSM original Rider 1 Henshin Belt Typhoon, they made this thing with cow leather, which jacked up the price a whole lot, and I can't see a ton of people buying into it unless you just really want the one key feature this has over the DX release, which is that it can extend outwards for the power down thing it does in the movie.
Yeah. I got nothing. It's just expensive belt.
Yeah. And continuing on with our parade of expensive things, the SH Monsterarts people announced a couple of re-releases of older figures of the Big G himself. First of all, their 1954 Godzilla is getting a re-release later this month, and same thing with their I believe this is their Millennium era Godzilla. Yeah, because he's fighting Mecha King Ghidorah, so it's got to be that guy. So if you've never been able to get a hold of those and you want to, hey, hit up your local import sites, and maybe also while you're there, ask them about something that completely slipped under my nose. Had no idea this even existed, and I can't find concrete information on if this is a re-release or this is a new thing. But there's a Soul of Chogokin Dolgiran from Space Sheriff Gavon that's up for pre-order right now. Like I said, this could be something that came out a couple of years ago, and I just never saw it. But this thing looks really impressive. I am very tempted by it because the Dolgian is like one of my favorite things from Gavin. It's such a neat of its time design.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I mainly know it from the Beast Morphers episodes and the Gokaiger stuff.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
You gotta sit down and watch Gavin, man. It's a
I've
good
watched
time.
a couple episodes. I have the Blu-ray. I should really watch it.
Hey, if you
Yeah.
made it through 1971, you can make it through Gavin.
I'm going through old Showa commoners.
It's got that old Showa pacing, but it's still really fun. And Keiji Obata is just charismatic as all hell.
Yeah, I'm just going through other stuff right now.
Right.
But speaking of other stuff, are we ready to get to the big boys?
Yeah, we got a huge news rollout over the last week for next week's episode of King-Ohger, because we have finally made it, folks. After months and months of speculation, it's all out there and on the board. The Kyoryuger return crossover 2-part special is happening starting next week. We got some scans at the beginning of the week that showed off a bit more of the King Kyoryu red suit, as well as revealing what the in-show suit for Kyoryugen combined with the show gods looks like, and the monster suit for the episode, which looks to be a fusion of all the Deimos generals. I don't love it, but I think it's about as well as you could have executed that concept. Just giving you room to talk there, Buster, if you had anything to say about that.
I'm just waiting for the casting stuff.
All right. We also just today got scans of a detail of heroes for the King Kyoryu red suit. So if you want to see every nook and cranny of that thing, you can do that.
That looks pretty.
Yeah, it's not the worst looking suit in the world. But also, just the other day, as soon as this week's King-Ohger wrapped up and the next time trailer aired, Toei just dumped all the info for the crossover episode on their social media, which is that it is going to be a 2-parter, and it is going to feature the returns of the actors for Ian, Soji, Nosan, and Ami, and the actual King Kyoryu Red is not Daigo. It's his son, who they're only referring to as Prince. I don't think we've gotten his official, regular ass name
Government
yet.
name.
I need the man's government name, please, Toei. Daigo and Ami's son is King Kyoryu Red. He's maybe a bit old, or looks a bit old for how long it's been since Kyoryuger, but I can excuse a little time skip here and there.
Also, I think they said this is like an alternate Kyoryuger universe or something like that. Like, where it's kind of like the Zenkaiger rules, where it's like, oh, it's not the exact Kyoryuger, but it's still like similar events happened or something like that. So
interesting.
We'll see as the episodes come out, because
yeah,
we will be covering them.
We also got screen caps from the episode and promotional stills of all the actors back in costume. All these people seem to have aged extraordinarily gracefully, I would say.
And Ami specifically, Ami's actress actually retired, so she's just coming out of retirement for this, which is
that's pretty cool, because I remember she was a minor when they were filming the first few episodes of Kyoryuger. So yeah, good to have her back. The only thing that I'm like questioning about this is there's one screen cap in one of the Toei tweets that shows them like hanging out in a warehouse formulating some kind of plan to beat the monster, I assume, or to get the King-Ohger's home or something. And it just looks extraordinarily cheap because it's like, oh, you probably destroyed that base set from Kyoryuger, didn't you? And you're not going to pay to rebuild that, are you?
Yeah, they only
Okay.
rebuilt it for the Brave show, so I don't think
Yeah.
they're gonna do it again.
But you know, hopefully this goes well. Hopefully this is finally another episode of King-Ohger I actually really enjoy and don't have anything to nitpick with. Because I will admit it's looking like it's everything I could possibly want it to be. It's ignoring Daigo. We're getting a character that continues on his legacy, but it's not going to be literally just Daigo's here. Remember Daigo, everybody? Aren't you excited to see Daigo again? And we're getting all the supporting cast, which is what makes Kyoryuger a good show, in my opinion. But it's a frustrating show because I don't think they focus on the supporting cast enough. And it seems like they're executing it all fairly well. So I'm genuinely a little hyped for next week's King-Ohger. Just as all of you faithful Kyoryuger fans probably should be. You should be well hyped, and you should be getting out your wallets to pre-order the Memorial Edition Gaburevolver that got announced as well with all this. It's going to be sized up to be the same size as the prop. It's going to have a little more accurate paint than the DX toy did. It's going to have background music and voice clips from the show. It's going to come with the main free Judenchi. It's a frickin' Memorial Edition release. You know the drill by now. It's coming out next year for $125 USD.
Yep.
You have anything to add to all this Kyoryuger Nostalgia Fest, Buster?
I wish they added the black and green Zyuden to the memorial, because at least the core 5 should have been there. I guess like those are the Megazord core, but like
they've got to be planning like a big Memorial Edition Judenchi set.
Oh yeah, probably.
With this being sized up, this Judenchi isn't, or this Gaburevolver isn't going to work with the DX Judenchi. So.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, you know what it's going to be? I just fucking realized they're going to pack black and green in with a Memorial Edition Gaburevolver caliber.
Probably, or I was thinking Gold's Memorial Transformation weapon, because they did form Megazord formation quite often in that show.
Yeah, I could see that happening as well.
Overall, if we may circle back to the like, because I didn't give my thoughts on the crossover. As someone who does like Daigo, I'm excited, but because like I want a new character. Like I like getting like ongoing legacies and new characters for that still like carry on the spirit of the original. And especially if the rumors are true, if like Prince is gonna come back to Shikyu with the King-Ohgers, then I'm down with that. You know?
Yeah. Could be good times. But speaking of good times and them rolling on, Kamen Rider Outsiders is going to be returning in 2024 at the end of the most recent episode, which just dropped over the weekend and hasn't been subbed yet. They had a big old graphic that said like, hey, that was the end of this Outsiders story, but the miniseries will continue with another plot next year. So I'm guessing this is at least doing fairly well for the Toei Tokusatsu fan club.
Yeah, they just got a lot of ideas to like share, and that's exciting. Especially because next episode's gonna focus on Juga, so what will that have?
Oh, well, I'll tell you what it won't have. It won't have this this new bunch of characters they announced for the Kamen Rider 5's anniversary movie this week. Actually, just today, they announced that we are getting a whole new 5's rider in the movie, Kamen Rider Muse, who has the Henshin code of 666. So, guessing this is the villain, fellas. And a whole bunch of new Orphanox are going to be hanging out with her. And all the suit designs look generally pretty solid, I think.
Yeah, I do like how Muse keeps in line with 5's and Kaixa's new forms while still giving like a bit of Delta, you know? And the new Orphanox look on par with all the other Orphanox, so it doesn't feel like there has much time has passed in terms of suit evolution, while still like keeping like nice designs. And also, Keitaro is not going to be in the movie. His nephew will be in the movie. I like that. If they can't get next best thing, get a relative. And
Okay.
what? And also, I think they might do some parallels between Muse and the Keitaro's nephew, because they both look like Keitaro and his love interest in Fies. So I'm like, ooh, is Inoue gonna do some parallels? So that'll be fun.
Interesting. Well, hopefully it all goes well for you Fies fans, you fucking weirdos. Hey, let's talk about another fucking weird thing that just kind of came out of nowhere today. Bandai announced the Ultra Replica Evoltruster, which is Ultraman Nexus's transformation device, as I understand it.
Oh yeah, this is Nexus transformation device, and it looks like a toy of Nexus's transformation device.
Yep,
It looks neat.
It's the Ultraman equivalent of a Memorial Edition, everybody. You know the drill. It's got all the sounds, it's got some music, it's got some voice clips, it's gonna be very expensive. Please be excited to spend money. And also be excited for I'm going to admit, I just have no idea what the Japanese name is for this thing, so I'm just going to say a company I've never heard of announced today that they are doing a fully transforming chibi-fied Shogun Megazord. And it looks pretty adorable if you're into that kind of thing. It's not really my realm, but I admire that you're doing something different with this design.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. I like that toy. It's a good toy.
If you say so. But yeah, that's all the news that's fit to print to everybody. So Buster, why don't you take us on to the new releases?
All right, Ultraman Blazar, episode 12. Let's go, Blazar. Peak
I really
fiction.
like this one. This one was a good time. This is good character drama.
Yeah, I love how we get more development of our protagonist. I forgot what it was called. Gento. That's his name. Yeah, and I love how we get more like inner conflict between him and Blazar, and how they kind of like while they have like different ways of communicating or like understanding each other, they still ultimately fight for the same goal. And raw as hell. And I also love, like you mentioned this on Blue Sky.
Yeah, the suit acting in this episode is fantastic.
Yeah, especially the way they use the sword. He's not like super katana. He's just like wiggling around, like, because he's a feral guy. Of course, he's gonna wiggle around like a stick. It's great.
Yeah. I think the way I worded it on Blue Sky was they very easily could have had him just like start acting like a traditional samurai, as some Toku shows would do if it was like a full-on form change. But instead they kept consistency, and he just kind of acts like a friggin' 14-year-old that just bought a katana at the mall and is going ham on some tall grass.
Yeah, it's good shit.
It's very entertaining. Really like the suit acting this episode. The new sword doesn't feel very intrusive at all. They did a really good job of making it naturally integrated into the story. And overall, just some really solid introspective drama with Gento and Blazar, and also with the rest of the team trying their damnedest to pull off this seemingly impossible mission while Command is breathing down their fucking neck.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
Also, love the continuity of bringing back the boys from episode 1.
Yeah. I watched the dub, so I think they got back their VAs who did them. So,
yeah. Cool. This is the first week in a while where I just didn't have time to watch the dub before we recorded.
That's fair.
Yeah, great episode of Blazar this week.
Yeah, it's a nice cap off to this two-parter. Next week's a recap, but hey, that's just kind of thing.
And it looks like a pretty storyless recap, so I don't think I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it just because it's a numbered episode, so it's not like a special, so it's like I gotta watch it anyway.
Oh, Jesus, you're right.
Yeah, this isn't like special, this is episode 13, so... Anyway, Kamen Rider
Gotchard. Dragon Knight?
No, every Ultraman has an episode 13 recap.
Yeah, but they've been specials for the last few years. They haven't been like counted episodes of the show.
They do count them when it's episode 13.
Really?
Decker did it, Trigger did it, Zet did it.
Oh god, I have no memory of this. More fucking early onset dementia, everybody.
Yeah, Gotchard, it happened. Fired up to fight Wrestler G. I'm guessing you love this one.
I am really of two minds of this one, actually.
Oh.
Because on the one hand, I think this is a really solid just plot of the week Kamen Rider episode. But as a wrestling fan, I was really annoyed with a lot of the tiny, minute incongruities that fucking kids and non-wrestling fans aren't going to notice or care about.
Explain.
Um, there's just this weird, overly present thing. Like, I have a lot of minor nitpicks, but the big thing for me really is that the episode is written very much like wrestling is a real sporting competition in this world. And as anybody who knows anything about wrestling knows, wrestling is not in the real world. And like, I get you want to keep kayfabe alive for kids. You want them to be able to buy into it and have fun. But it always just feels kind of weird to me, in the same way like some people have a hard time liking the idea of fucking telling kids about Santa Claus. It's like, everybody knows that's not real. Why are we fucking pretending it is real in this show? Especially when there's like a lot of small inaccuracies about the way matches work in this, and they keep talking about like, oh, the emotion that a wrestling match can stir up in somebody. And I'm like, that's an idea that didn't really come around in the way we talk about wrestling until after kayfabe died in the West. So like, I don't know why you're trying to have that.
This is for the East, not the West.
Okay, but like, kayfabe is also dead in the East now, is what I'm saying. But it died in the West first, is why I'm wording it that way. And it's just weird. It's like they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. I think, like, again, kids are probably going to enjoy this. People who aren't hardcore wrestling fans are going to enjoy this. It's just one of those things where it's like, you're trying to do my thing, and I don't think you're doing it right. But the episode is fun enough that I'm willing to let it go outside of this little rant here.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. It's fun to get like plot of the weeks again.
Mm-hmm. And it was also just nice to actually get to know some of our side characters finally.
Yeah, like, it's not a focus episode on side characters, but still, like, they get to like flesh them out more. Mm-hmm. I also love the little story with the Chemmy, the wrestler G Chemmy.
The fucking animate action figure.
Yeah, that was a really cute story, and especially like the end. Like, that was cute. That was really cute. And then,
yeah, also top marks to, again, those side character actors. They did a really good job of making the whole Gotchard crew feel like a cohesive friend group in this episode. I especially realized I actually really like Stupid Hat Girl. She's way more likable when she's not wearing a stupid hat.
Yeah, but like, it was a good episode. I liked it a lot. And next week looks to be amping up the drama. So it's like, yeah, you got a little nice dessert. And now we're going into the actual stuff. So,
yeah.
All right, King-Ohger time. Episode 31, 2,000 Years of Love. Before Vac jokes about it, yes, Jeremy's mom, she does got it going. That was the worst thing I've ever said.
I wasn't going to make that specific joke, but it did occur to me about halfway through the episode. I'm like, wait, no, his mom's the Bugnra? Oh, that dude's dad was into some freaky shit, I bet.
No, everyone on Twitter's been like going over some freaky shit. It's great.
Well, that's why I'm not on Twitter anymore.
It's one of the positive experiences I've had, at least.
I thought this episode had some like structurally weird stuff in the way it lines up with the rest of the series, but as just like a little Jeremy focus episode, I think it's fine.
Yeah, that's good. I like it. I like the twist at the end where it's like, she's not real. She's just a figment of your imagination. Like, still like playing with the whole like figments and like manipulation that the villains are doing.
I wish they had hinted at it a little stronger earlier in the episode, so maybe you could have figured it out yourself, but maybe that's just me.
I think they said Jeremy's mom died like a few episodes ago when they were like exploring his backstory. So I think
they probably did, but so much fucking shit happens in this show that I forgot.
Yeah. I do love the ending where the king of the universe is like, you know what? You're going to Brazil.
You guys keep fucking breaking the rules on me, and that's my thing. Damn it! I'm done playing your Calvin ball. We're gonna play my Calvin ball now.
Yeah, and like I love how like that's just such a simple but like effective way to get the crossover started. Just be like, you are going to Brazil, or you're going to Detroit, or you're going to Japan. I don't know anymore.
Fucking sending them to Timbuktu. And Yeah, no. My only real problem with it was just it feels very hand wavy how we went from Jeremy's pretending to be the bad guy to Jeremy's in a predicament to Jeremy is the good guy. Like how fucking sheepish are the citizens of Terra that they just keep flipping on everybody on every fucking dime of a news broadcast that comes their way.
Well, I mean, this is a show about kings. The kings have to have like some kind of power in order for it to work.
That's true. It's a little silly how often and how easily the generic citizens are manipulated. Also, this is a real fucking big nitpick, I admit. But there's one point in the episode where they're like, "Oh, the only way we can beat this guy is by forming God King-Ohger, and we need Jeremy for that." And I'm like, I thought you needed like all the side characters for that as well, and
No,
you stopped.
This is Extreme King-Ohger. They didn't use God King-Ohger. This was Extreme King-Ohger.
I could have sworn my sub said God King-Ohger.
Well, maybe I don't know. I think. Well, it's like it's not the final formation that all the citizens are required to use.
Yeah, but they also already broke that rule. I was just like, damn, you're breaking it even harder now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I also like they've done it's weird with this show because like I feel like I should be on its ass a little more in some ways, but also it's just doing so much so fast that it's hard for me to focus on what exactly is annoying me. And that's why my critiques have been a little all over the place the last few weeks, I think.
Or maybe it's just so good that you have to resort to nitpicks.
Or maybe I just, it's just not my favorite thing in the world, and I'm not constantly in love with the new thing, and I'm able to have a little bit more critical eye.
No, I just messed with you.
Yeah, I know. This is what we do on this show. We fucking snipe at each other like Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah, the Siskel and Ebert of Tokusatsu podcasts.
Oh, that's going on the fucking DVD cover right there.
Yeah,
that's the fucking TWIT DVD Walmart release right there. Is on the cover. It says in quotes, "The Siskel and Ebert of Tokusatsu podcasts." One of the hosts.
Yeah. Speaking of classics, we finally, on the day a certain Powerful Rangers show came out, I finally watched the Aba Ranger 20th anniversary movie, and I loved it. And I think I accidentally started discourse on Twitter just by posting 2 funny out of context screen caps on it. Like
Fantastic.
yeah, so thanks a lot, jackasses. But basically the plot of this movie is so it continues on from the Aba Ranger versus Don Brothers thing. The Red and Blue, they're just doing their thing. They're getting groceries because Red's daughter, who's been throughout the whole show, is coming back to town, so they want to get like big prepared. And then a new villain is using the negative power of social media to attack everyone.
Damn! That's fucking biting social criticism.
Yeah, it's pretty simple for what it is, but it's still like, it still like has a positive message where it's like the positivity of social media wins out in the end, where it's like you gotta like they weaponize like the good and bad. It's pretty like simple stuff, but like hey, it's Sentai, so it's for what it is, it's a good message. And I do think that is like a fine way to update the show for like a modern audience. And I do like how it does deal with the legacy of the show, both with meta jokes about how people found the show too violent or thought like, oh, there's only one girl in the team, or it's just other bullshit stuff. Just not bullshit stuff, but just other stuff that people complain about. It's a really fun movie. And this is my Tengo Kaiger. And I also it has one of the best piss jokes I've seen in media in a while. It was a really good piss joke.
Like a literal urine joke?
Yeah, like a joke about pissing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I posted that screen cap. I'll send you the screen cap. There's no piss in it, but it's a piss joke, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But yeah, I did like Operate Killer coming back and like basically do it his whole arc again. That was funny. And not funny, but it was charming, and it was like nice to see him like get a even further conclusion. It's just a nice
pissing.
Yeah, that joke that's the piss joke.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I love when Aubrey Yellow came back halfway through. Like her actress retired, but she came back for this movie, and she does a great job. Like no one's missed a beat, even though it's been like 20 years, and only really Red and Blue have returned for like Gokaiger and Kyoryuger stuff. But like, I am really happy with this movie. I think it's basically what I wanted out of an Abba Ranger 20th anniversary movie.
They did get black and white back, right?
Yeah, black and white are back. Like, Abba Ray Killer is white, and like black shows up.
Okay, because I'd seen shots of them in suit, but I hadn't heard about face actors.
Oh yeah, face actors are like there.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, I'm just it's what you want out of a Sentai anniversary movie. It's evolved. It's the same. They're doing the same shtick, but it's for a modern day. You know.
Yeah.
I also the new form is like, you know how you said the Ten Gokaiger new form was basically them replacing a mecha fight. They kind of do the same thing here again, where it's just like, I'm gonna use the power of all the Zords just by like attacking with CGI effects.
That's fair. So, probably saves them some money.
Yeah, it saves them some money and still sells the new toy. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like already, Operator was already pretty CGI heavy with its mecha, so you know it's whatever. Yeah, I still like the movie. I still think it's one of my favorites of the year, and just Operator, we're back, baby.
So here's more of my early onset dementia for you. I legitimately cannot remember. Did I make that point about the fight at the end of Ten Gokaiger in my fucking Gokaiger after Gokaiger video, or did I forget to do that?
I think you did.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you did.
All right. This episode, by the way, is probably going to be titled Vax Early Onset Dementia.
Oh, it should have been titled The Siskel and Ebert thing, whatever.
We can rock, paper, scissors for it.
All right. We'll do it after the podcast. But do you want to talk about your old stuff and toys?
I didn't have any this week.
Oh.
I literally just had no time or energy to watch Agito or 1971. I'm considering one night this week just knocking out the last 7 episodes of 1971, though. So maybe that'll be next week.
All right, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I did finally start Kamen Rider Amazon. I had some time. I got distracted with other things, so I didn't finish it. But I watched the first 5 episodes. Oh, this is good. This is good. I love the villain suit where it's just like a big villain, and like he has like he like floats around in a ball, and that ball has a bunch of heads of like actual people, actors who like talk for him, and it's like, oh, that's some good creepy.
Is it always the same group of people, or do they get like different people in the
I think it's the same group. Okay. I heard the show does do a halfway pivot when we reach episode 14, and there's only like 24 episodes of Amazon, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Have you gotten to this is I only know like 2 or 3 things about Amazon. I know about how he brutally murders his monsters. I know how he beats the big boss. I've seen the final scene of Amazon's. And I've seen screen caps of a scene where him and Tachibana are yelling at each other about his bike. Have you gotten to that yet?
I think I did. It's been like a couple days since I see these episodes, but he did beat Tachibana and he did get a bike, and I think he's been doing, and it's like still early on, so it's probably he was yelling because he's still like learning English at the time of the show right now.
Yeah, because he's literally Kamen Rider Tarzan, right?
Yeah, he's basically just Tarzan, caveman man, and I love him. He's a good boy. I forgot the actual actor's name, or not actor, the character's name, but he's a good boy. I like him a lot, and I can't wait to watch more and finish it up next week.
Well, Nito Mosquito, where can people find a review of that when you have time to make it?
On the Buster Corp channel. I just did a review of Ultraman Geed, and we are going to do an Amazon review this month, come hell or hell water. I also did an F-Zero anime review recently. Just got a lot of cool videos, tokusatsu and not, on the channel. So go check it out, the Buster Corp channel. Then find the social media I have linked there. Patreon, Ko-Fi, Blue Sky, yeah.
Oh yeah, and the same goes for me. My channel is at the Vacuuminator. You're going to want to go subscribe because I got some spooky, scary bullshit coming up this month, especially a couple tokusatsu videos I have wanted to make for literally years. So if you don't want to miss those, go subscribe to me, go follow all my social media, and tell me I'm a good and kind person, because I always appreciate any words of support people can give me that totally aren't fake or trumped up. But that's it for this week at Tokusatsu, folks. It's another quick one. We're getting through these fast right now. I don't know what's happening. We've got access to the Speed Force or something, but hey, keep an eye on that light speed vision, and we'll see you back here next week for whatever happens that week in Tokusatsu.